They say blood is thicker than water. But what happens when the person you trust the most turns out to be your greatest enemy? This is the heartbroken story of a Nigerian woman who has been betrayed, not by a stranger, not by a friend, but her own blood. A betrayal so deep it shattered this woman's life, and she is now facing up to 15 years in jail. It has left a scar on her heart. The story involves rand jealousy, treachery that no one saw coming. Get ready, because this isn't just a story, it's a warning to all of us. Hopefully, someone will learn a lesson. Frank is my name. For those seeing my face for the first time on this channel, we share content to inform and educate our audience. Knowledge, they say, is power. Let's dive into the story of Rachel, who has lived in the United Kingdom for around 12 years. Before Rachel came to the United Kingdom, she was in a relationship with the love of her life, Peter. Rachel and Peter was the first and only man that Rachel has ever been with. Peter, it was reported, was the one that disvirgined Rachel back in Nigeria. Before Rachel left Nigeria for the United Kingdom, she did the unthinkable. She and Peter, they took an oath, a commitment, stating that no matter what happened in life, they will always be there for each other, and they will always end up as husband and wife. It was Peter who insisted that Rachel took this oath when he found out that she was moving to the United Kingdom. Rachel did it out of love because she never had any thought in her heart that she would ever be with any other man apart from Peter. She came to the United Kingdom. It has been reported by her cousin who contacted me that Rachel worked like a donkey to support this man. They were not married when she left Nigeria. This woman, she tried to bring Peter to the United Kingdom, did everything for Peter to come, but it didn't work. It was her idea that, Peter, you're studying in Nigeria, you are studying medicine. Why not you go and study in Russia because of the frequent strike in Nigeria? Peter said, babe, I cannot afford to go and study in Russia. I can even barely afford international passport. Rachel said, don't worry, darling. It's our future. I will pay for you to go and study medicine in Russia. This woman sponsored Peter's education in Russia. She paid for everything in Russia. Peter studied in Russia. While Peter was studying in Russia, Rachel now said, you know what? Age is not on my side again. We need to get married. They went to Nigeria. They got married even before Peter graduated. As we speak now, Rachel is now over 42 years old. When Rachel's family found out that she was spending all this money for her boyfriend, then before they became married, they then said, look, what about your own sister? Why don't you help your own sister? Rachel said, okay. When Peter came to the UK after he graduated in Russia, he came to the UK as Rachel's spouse. When she came to the UK, that was when Rachel now said, okay, because my husband is not there, let me also help my younger sister. The same father, the same mom. But what Rachel didn't know, the decision to bring her younger sister to the United Kingdom, that was the biggest mistake that she made, and that is one of the decisions that is now responsible for why this beautiful lady could be facing up to 15 years in prison. As we speak right now, Rachel is being held under the Mental Health Act. She's been held in mental health institution. This story is so heartbroken that hopefully someone will learn a lesson from the story. The sister paid for her own younger sister to come and do masters in the UK after her husband arrived in the UK. She and her husband, they've been trying so hard to have a baby. The idea, because they've been trying so hard, it wasn't happening. Even before Peter came to the UK, they now decided that, look, time is going. Let us try IVF and have a baby. When Rachel said the husband, Peter, was always enthusiastic. Whenever she talked about the IVF, she's always happy. Say, look, babe, we need to have a baby because our age is not on my side. I'm not getting younger. We need to have a baby. We need to have a baby. He was always keen about the IVF. He wanted it because he wanted to say, oh, I just want to see my own children. I want to see my own children. I want to see my own children. When the sister came to the UK and joined them, he was living with them. She has now finished her master's. She stayed with the family for 9 months and she's still living with them. When she completed her master's, she was given 2 years post-studies and she was still living with Rachel and Peter. Rachel said she did not suspect anything because she never thought that her own sister, her own blood, would ever betray her. She never had any reason to do that. She said when they were living together, she noticed that the husband, he wasn't so keen about the IVF after a while. Whenever she talked about it, he will bring excuse. She just thought that the man was stressed out at work. However, she noticed later that the husband wants to be at home on the day that the sister was off work. The day that the sister is off work, the husband will take that day off. She initially thought it was a mere coincidence that the two of them, they are taking the same day off at work. She never had any reason because according to the cousin, she said she trusts her blood sister with her life. She was the one, although she was not physically responsible for raising her sister, she was the one that did everything, sponsored her sister's education. She saw her as her baby sister. One day, she came back from work. Rachel was tired. She was tired and taking a nap. What she heard that day, it was a bomb that exploded. Not physical bomb. A bomb is just a figure of speech. They thought Rachel was sleeping. Rachel said that she had her suspicion and she told her friend. One of her friends said to her, this one that you always say you vouch, you trust your sister. My sister, there's one African proverb that says that monkey said, I can only trust the child in my womb. I cannot trust the one I carry on my back. That is a proverb that means that you only know yourself. You cannot vouch for anybody completely. This one, open your eyes and say, no, my sister cannot do anything. No, my sister cannot do anything. After all, me and Richard, we took an oath back in Nigeria that nothing will ever separate us. So everything is fine. When she was sleeping that day, they thought she was deeply asleep. She went to night shift the night before. This guy is now in the UK working as a medical doctor, while this woman, sadly, she is just working as a healthcare assistant in hospital. She came back. They thought she was sleeping. She heard initially her sister was telling her husband, you need to tell my sister that you don't want to be with her again. You need to tell her because very soon this baby is going to start showing. What am I going to tell my sister? Who am I going to tell? You need to tell her. And the man said, I cannot. She was hearing. How am I going to explain to her? I can't tell her. We just have to find a way to work on this relationship. That me and you, I'll just tell her at some point that I'm no longer interested, but I need to start behaving in a way that will lead to argument, which will lead to a breakdown of this relationship. This I say, no, this baby is on now for 3 months pregnant. Very soon, my sister will start suspecting. She's been saying, telling me that I look tired, I look tired, I look tired. When she was hearing this, the woman said initially, she said, what? Tell you. He now said, the woman, Rachel said, what break her heart most? She heard her younger sister saying to her husband, why is it that you cannot just tell her? She's that one, she's already old. She can't have a child for you again. Her body is already expired. Her breast, you can't compare her breast with my own, this strong breast. Why would you just walk away? Walk away. Why would this my sister cannot give you a child? How long have you guys been trying to have a baby? How many years you've been trying to have a baby? You still cannot have a baby. Why are you so afraid of my sister? Is she going to kill you? Are you a baby? Is she going to kill you? Richard was telling the sister, your sister has been there for me for a long time. This old thing, my heart doesn't carry it. I think you might have to do abortion because your sister, no, abortion. I'm not doing any abortion. I'm not doing abortion. Me and you have a future. Me and you and my sister, we don't have a future. My sister is old. My sister cannot have a baby. Do you not want to have a baby? Can you not see all your mates, they have children? How many of your mates do not have it? This woman said, when she heard this like this, her head almost broke. What am I hearing? What am I hearing? My own sister. She said initially, she thought she was dreaming. No, I can't believe what I'm hearing. My sister telling my husband that I cannot have a baby, that I am a barren. You've been trying for 7 years. My body is already expired. She had a stronger, a better body, a better boob. When she heard that, she said she kept listening, but it got to a point that she thought she was in denial. No, this can't be real. Am I dreaming? No, I am not dreaming. When she finally realized that this is not a dream, this is happening broad daylight, her own blood. They say blood is thicker than water, but her own case, water don't pass Gary. When she heard those words, she couldn't bear it again. She stood up. She pretended as if she didn't hear what they were saying. The two of them, as soon as they heard her walking, they sat down normal, like nothing was happening. She just pretended as if she did not hear anything herself. She walked away. The cousin said the action that she took is the biggest mistake because she regretted it. She went to the kitchen, she looked for something. She brought out a pot. A frying pan, strong one. She went to meet the husband. She used it to hit himself, on the man. Blood started flowing down because the man was lying. The man did not expect it. She hit the man so hard that blood poured. As soon as blood poured out, the first thing the sister did was to call the police. Call the police straight away. This woman, when she realized the magnitude of what she has done, that the blood pumping out, this woman who has been in the United Kingdom for more than 12 years, no criminal record, she's never been in trouble before. In fact, no speeding ticket. As soon as she heard that the police are coming, the sister was telling her, blood. The police said, you are dispatching officer, they'll be there soon. The woman started hitting herself. She ran to the kitchen. She was looking for bleach. She wanted to kill herself. When the husband realized that the wife wants to kill herself, the wife means it. They rushed to there. They started dragging her. The woman wants to kill herself. She had the bleach. By the time the ambulance came, they tried to restrain the woman. The woman was hitting her head and hitting her head, shouting, I want to die, I want to die, I want to die. Anybody that has lived abroad in the Western world, when a person's behavior poses a risk to themselves and other, and there's evidence that they are at risk of harming themselves, the law says that they have to be detained under what is known as the Mental Health Act in the UK. So because this woman was carried a bleach and she was attempting to drink it and she was hitting herself so hard, she was sanctioned under the Mental Health Act. By the time she will be there for 28 days, after 28 days, she will be charged. The husband, the injury was so severe because the guy was lying, he didn't expect it, and he couldn't protect it. You use the fry pan, boom, so serious. If the woman, once she's well, she'll be charged for attempted murder, and if she's found guilty, she'll be spending up to 15 years or more in prison. Remember, Rachel, she brought her sister because she wanted her own sister to have a better life. She brought the love of her life that she sponsored through his education in Russia to the UK. This woman who has never been in trouble, everything she has worked for is ruined because she tried to help her sister and she fell in love. There are valuable lessons that can be learned in this story. If you see any value, share, because one of the best ways to learn is to learn from other people's experiences and mistakes. Don't forget to give the video a like. Leave your comment in the comment section. Who do you blame? The woman that wanted to help the sister, fell in love, or the husband that ended up impregnating his wife's sister? There are links in the description section. If you like this t-shirt or any of the t-shirt, there are links there for you to check them out, and you'll be delivered to anywhere in the world for you. Share this video, give it a like. One of the best ways to learn is to learn from other people's lessons and story. Sadly, this woman's life is ruined.